Welcome to Orange, New South Wales, Australia, for an exciting X Games bowling match between world number one, Jason Belmonte, and another prominent Australian bowler, George Frilingos. George here in the white, Jason Belmonte seated in the red. First up, we have Frilingos on the right-hand lane. As we get into the match, you'll notice that X Game bowling scoring is very different than the scoring in traditional bowling. We have one bowler at a time, one shot at a time, and the bowlers go head-to-head to win points. Nice shot to start by George. Getting ready for his first shot. Current PBA Player of the Year, world number one, Jason Belmonte. This two-headed player has taken the bowling world by storm with his unique style and a powerful strike to start the game. Both bowlers bowl a strike, so the point will continue. So if both bowlers bowl the same frame, we continue bowling and a rally begins. George with an 8 count. Jason bowls a strike here. The score, Actually lucky to also get away with an 8 count there. So it's up to George. If he spares this, he'll put a little pressure on Jason. Covers the spare nicely. If Jason spares this, he'll stay in the point, and also does so nicely. So the rally continues. Still no points scored. Each bowler frame after frame, and as they match each, the pressure continues. George placing a little more pressure on Jason with a strike. Jason, hometown hero, actually a native of Orange. Lovely strike from him as well. The rally continues with Frilingos. Another great strike. Jason must strike here, or he'll lose the point. He does so. Neither of these bowlers, of course, want to concede the first point of this match. A little bit unlucky. George left the corner pin. If Jason bowls a strike here, he'll have the first point of the game. Also with a 9 count. Here's the replay. There was a pin across the deck there that almost took the 10th pin down. I think it was the 1 pin. You can see it slide across the deck here and just miss. George needs to spare this and does so. Jason makes this spare. The rally will continue. Pointless. Pressure's mounting as they continue to bowl the same frames. Great rally to start the match. George with a solid strike. Jason answers with authority. Great rally. The rally continues with a 9 count from George. If Jason can answer this with a strike, he'll take the first point of the match. And he does. So Jason takes the first point of the match. You can see with this X Games scoring method, you can continually see who's in the lead and who is not. So the first point of the match to Jason Belmonte. Here's the replay of that strike. This time, as the pin crosses the deck, it does take out the remaining pin for a strike and the first point of the game. Jason Belmonte leading here. Tonight we're playing 3 points per game, 2 games per set, and it's the best of 5 sets to win the match. Jason leads with a strike. George answers with another strike, and the rally begins. George firing up the crowd. I think he's going to have his hands full tonight. If he has any chance at all of beating world number one bowler Jason Belmonte, he'll need plenty of strikes. Jason just shines with another. And George, another strike. Matching him frame for frame. 2 strikes apiece, and a third for Jason. Fantastic bowling from both men tonight. Pressure's on George. And straight to the nose. Lucky to get away with a strike. Takes a bow to the crowd. Belmonte up. Another powerful strike. 4 strikes in a row for Jason. And a 9-pin for George, giving Jason the second point of the game. George leading on this point. And starts with a 9 count. If Jason strikes here, he'll win the 3rd point. And that would be a game point, and he takes it. 1 game for Jason. And certainly worth having another look at that beautiful strike from Jason Belmonte. The power behind that 2-handed bowl. Fantastic to watch, and the crowd certainly enjoying watching their native son. Now up on the right, Jason starts with another. George could be in trouble here. This might be all over very quickly, but if George can continue to strike this way, it will not. Jason, leading by 1 game, looking very dangerous. Went through the nose there, leaving an 8 count. Give George a little bit of hope here. Puts it down well and takes a strike. It's his first point of the game, first point of the match. Now is George's chance to put a little bit of pressure on Jason. It does not, with a 9 count. Looks back, hoping to watch that 10th pin fall. And Jason answers with a strike and ties up the game with another point. This game is 1-1. Jason leading with 1 game under his belt already. And another solid strike here. It's impossible to lose a point if you continue to strike. And George fails to answer, bringing up set point for Jason. Remember, 2 games per set in the X Games bowling scoring method. George strikes. Now Jason is up. Now, although he holds set point, there is a little extra pressure as he has to answer this with a strike, and he does. World number 1, Jason Belmonte. Strike after strike, looking very dangerous tonight. Frilingos up, even though Jason holds set point. George hoping to delay him taking the set, and does so with another strike. And Belmonte answers with another. Still set point for Jason. George, another strike. Doing his best to stop Jason from taking this game. Jason answers with another lovely strike. George Frilingos. Who's going to break first? Another strike. He can keep striking. He can prevent Jason from taking the game and the set. Jason knows it. Answers with another strike as well. George. Leaving a 9 count. So if Jason takes the strike here, he'll win the game and the set. Plenty of strikes from Jason tonight, and another takes the game and the set. So Jason Belmonte leading with 1-0 over George Frilingos. Here's the replay of Jason's set-winning strike. Breaks hard. Great strike. So again, Jason Belmonte 1-0 over George Frilingos in this exciting X Games bowling match. Jason Belmonte leads off here with a late falling strike. Scores actually showed it as a 9, but it was actually a strike. George needs a strike here and does not get it. allowing Jason an early point in this game of the second set. George with a strike. He's going to need quite a few of those. Jason is just steamrolling. Strike after strike after strike. And there's another for him. Fantastic bowling from Jason Belmonte. Left-handed George. Another strike. That's 2 strikes for George. Jason up. Needs a strike now, stay, and gets it. And that's 2 strikes in a row for him as well. Relentless pressure so far from Jason Belmonte in this match. George, a strike. Jason leaving a 9-pin, giving George the point. So the score is 1-1 here in this first game of the second set. It's the bowl first. And nice strike there. George needing a strike. Fails to get it, giving Jason second point. So 2 points to Jason, George. George with a 9 count. If Jason strikes here, he will take this game. And he gets it. This match could be over very quickly tonight. Again, you have to win 3 sets of 5 for the match. 2 games. A little bit late breaking, but Jason does manage to get a strike. Not quite as convincing as some of his others, but a strike nonetheless. George answers with a much-needed strike. Jason goes again. Another strong strike. Crowd getting a little excited here as the pressure builds in this match. Oh. Jason just misses it and leaves a 9 count. Opportunity for George to score here. And he takes advantage of that opportunity and leads the game 1-0 over Jason Belmonte. There's a chance for George. Put some pressure on Jason and does that with a good strike. Jason Belmonte certainly up to the task. Matches his strike. George Frilingos, another solid strike. And another strike from Jason. Fantastic bowling from both men tonight. George with another strike. Jason steps up. Starting to move a little to the left. Thinking maybe starting to find the lane conditions changing. He's been forced to move a little. Nice delivery from George. George in a good position to win this game. Jason leaving him with a 9 count. If George can answer this with a strike, he'll take the game. Tie up the set. And he takes the point and the game. That ties this set up at 1-1. George getting a little confidence boost. He'll need that to keep going. Here's a replay of his game-winning strike. Shares his excitement with the crowd. You know, against any other opponent, George would likely be leading this match, but he'll have to play his absolute best, bowl every strike he can just to stay neck and neck with number 1, Jason Belmonte. Leading with a little more confidence, George starts with a strike in this final game of the set. Jason answers him with equal confidence. Great bowling here tonight. George leaving the 9-pin. Jason, opportunity to take an early point. And he takes it. So the set is tied 1 game each. Jason leading this game with 1 point. Another great strike. It's up to George now. Looks good out of his hand. Looked good when it hit the pins. Another strike for George. Jason Belmonte trying to put more pressure on George Frilingos, and only gets a 9 count out of this one. Didn't sound as powerful as some of his earlier bowls either. Chance for George to take a point, and he does so with a strike. This is getting to be a pretty exciting match. The game is tied 1-1. The set is tied 1-1. George with another strike, putting the pressure on Jason. Jason wants to dig in here. Answers with a strike. The rally begins. Here's George. There's a 9 count. Here's a replay of that. 4-pin sneaks around the outside, just leaving that 7 there for George. He really needed a strike there. As this game mounts, George showing signs of a comeback. Jason also leaving a 9 count. Unbelievable. George with a chance to stay in the game. Oh, you do not often see George Frilingos miss a single pin. Just missed it. Disappointment clear on his face. He knows he missed a big opportunity here. Relatively easy spare here for Jason. He should make this. And he does, bringing up set point. Remember, there are 3 points in a game, 2 games in a set, so Jason winning this will win the game and the set. Jason begins here with a strike, putting maximum pressure on George. George can only try to bowl strikes here. He's staying in the game. Jason got 2 sets up on George. We'll see. He gets another strike here. George definitely in trouble here. Needs a strike just to stay in the game and the set. And he gets a 9 count, giving Jason the game and the set. So at the end of set 2 here, Jason Belmonte, the world #1 bowler, leads George Frilingos 2 sets to nothing. This exciting X Games bowling match in Orange, New South Wales, Australia.